You're listening to Titles Mean Nothing. My name's Sasha Swift.
And I'm Alex Thomas.
And joining us today we have two special guests, people who've been on before. Sean.
It's your famous returning guest judge, Sean.
Yeah.
Guest judge, of course. And Danielle.
Hi.
So what do you think about the strange sort of way in which we're recording this episode?
Echoey.
I'm trying not to jump on anyone because normally when you're face to face with people, you know when they're about to talk. But because I can't see any of you, I'm just talking into the abyss.
Yeah.
Oh, know that feeling well.
Well, there's some irony in that Alex and Sean are actually like in the rooms next to each other. So they could be looking at each other, but for the purpose of audio quality, we've decided to separate them.
It's fine. We'll just bang on the walls and call after each other and hope that we hear it.
And we've spent the last 10 days in one another's company, so I feel like
It's
we
about
could do
time.
a break.
Yeah, so for those of you who haven't guessed, this is a coronavirus podcast. Many of us have spent days inside or apart or completely isolated or working from home or not or even ill. So let's hear what everyone's been doing. So, Alex,
So
I know, but for the
weekend before
purposes of
last,
the listeners...
I became quite poorly on the Sunday. We both had a bit of a groggy day, didn't we? But then by Monday, I had a cough and a temperature. And by Tuesday, I was struggling to breathe properly. I couldn't get more than a few words out.
And they really are coronary symptoms, aren't they?
Yeah, I had other bits and pieces like a headache and a snotty nose and stuff, not to be like too much information, but there was stuff that was happening that wasn't traditional that makes me wonder still, did I just have a flu? I won't know for, however long till the antibody tests are widely available.
Whatever it was incredible. I didn't catch it, or at least if I did, it was extremely mild.
You've had a cough, but...
Yeah, so obviously I haven't seen Alex for
10 days.
10 days, which is a long time for us.
The longest, I think, since we've been together.
Luckily, you've had Sean's company, of course.
I think I've gone mad
am a delight.
So, who's been outside today?
Does the garden count?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
Oh.
I haven't,
No, 'cause-
unfortunately.
You haven't? Oh God. I went for a 3-mile run.
You just asked that question to show off.
It sort of. It was so dead. The world was. There was just no one around. If there were people walking dogs, and they were saying, "Oh, hello," from a 2-meter distance. So, Danielle, how have you been spending lockdown?
So I've been ill, but it's mostly just been a cold, so it's been fine. And I've been working from home. So I wanted to wait until I was 100% better until I went outside and exercised. But now I'm kind of starting to get better. I can't use that excuse anymore, and I will actually have to continue exercising. But it's been fun.
Oh yeah, my old running buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna start running. I think in the next couple of days.
Yes.
Is it a bit like 28
Just as I
days
taught
later
you.
when you go outside?
That's what I keep picturing.
Yeah. It's just so empty. It's really weird. Sean, how have you been spending lockdown?
Well, I've been spending lockdown locked up within the house, really, because obviously
Because of me.
living with Alex means that I can't leave the house either, which completely fair. I understand that. And so I've been in lockdown for the last 10 days, basically, same length as Alex. And that means that obviously I can't go out, I can't see any of my friends or anything like that. I also haven't seen my long distance boyfriend in, it will have been over 2 weeks now. And also now with the additional UK-wide lockdown, I won't see him for a further 3 minimum. So for me, it's been weird, and it'll be weird going forward. But I mean, we have to do it to make sure we see this through quickly and effectively. So I'm okay with it. I'm not happy with it, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's all for the best.
I think what me and Alex are finding really weird is that obviously because we've been in lockdown for the past 10 days or so, we are very detached from the outside world. We've had two people like drop off food for us. Like we've got enough food in the house, but we needed like a few little bits and bobs to kind of see us through and make food interesting, so we're not just eating like plain pasta for 10 days. And that's kind of been our only connection with the outside world, except for things like the news, which is obviously all very doom and gloom. And it's just surreal because we're watching this unfold from the insides of our house, and the inside of our house, bar one living room mix-up where we've changed it around to keep things spicy. Everything seems quite normal. This is just our normal life that we're living, except the fact we're not allowed outside. And it's just bizarre hearing about everything, but not actually being able to see any of that effect. Other than the fact I can look out my window and see that all the cars down our road are there on a weekday, I don't see that change. And until I go out, say for a walk or a run, like after my 14 days is up, I guess that's when I'll start to see it. But it's just quite surreal hearing about everything.
Can I just pick up on what you were saying, Sean, about not wanting to just eat plain pasta for 10 days? Have you got enough pasta to last you for 10 days?
Well,
That's like
I mean,
at the moment.
This is the thing, because just before everything sort of kicked off, my very last food shop, I was wandering around Sainsbury's getting some stuff for me and Alex, and I just I was in the pasta aisle, and at that point we were, in full effect where people were starting to bulk buy and panic buy. And I looked at all the pasta and I was like, oh God, there's nothing here. And then I looked to the right, and for some reason people were being very picky and hadn't taken the whole wheat pasta, which is my favorite. So I was like, exactly, it's healthier for you. It tastes exactly the same. I don't understand why people hate it. Anyway, sidetrack. So I just bought myself 2 extra packets of that because I was like, this is within my means. I need some extra pasta. I'm here to buy pasta. I'll get that. So we generally just have enough pasta in the house, and it's just sort of worked out that way. Same with toilet roll. We're not greedy. We bought what we wanted to, and it's been lasting.
Connor actually cut his foot open yesterday, and he's had to use 4 squares of the limited toilet roll that we have, but it's fine. We put some Sudocrem on it. It's okay. But yeah. But top tip, if you don't see any pasta in the aisles, go to the gluten-free aisle. There might be loads there.
Very true.
You can take that one for free.
I think I can lose the gluten. Like, if worse comes to worse, I can lose the gluten.
Have you heard some of the rumours, though, spreading about Corona through... Oh, it was called, moms on WhatsApp.
Oh, the onion thing.
Yeah, there's things like the onion thing, where if you put, a chopped onion in the corner of every room, it will help ward off diseases.
Is that how to get rid of spiders?
No, that's conkers.
Oh, no, that's conkers. That's conkers.
Everyone together, conkers.
See, we all knew. Apart from you. But no, so the onion thing probably does not work.
No.
Has anyone else heard any?
The thing that keeps cropping up is the army stuff. I've seen a truck on a road, they're coming, that kind of thing.
I don't understand how you see those trucks. They're all camouflaged.
Oh.
I've seen a big army tank on the M1. They're here, everyone. In your
how to combat coronavirus? Just nuke everything. Just point a tank at it.
Also, I've heard a conspiracy theory where
Go on.
The government have invented coronavirus, and the only remedy to it will have a government chip in it, so they can see where you are all the time. I need to think about who I've got on Facebook.
I feel like there's an easier way for them to see where we are all the time. We've all got phones. We all have location on.
No, because you don't always have your phone on you, but you've always got your blood on you.
Unless you get stabbed. What if you get stabbed and your chip comes out, or you have a blood transfusion and you get someone else's chip?
I have a vision of just a guy in a big trench coat walking around, and someone just stabs him, and all of a sudden he's like, no, all my blood packs, and they just all start falling out of his coat.
So I don't think that's real.
I was telling Alex about a conspiracy theory the other day. Well, it's not really conspiracy theory; it's fake news. That you know is he an astrologer, Nostradamus?
Notre Dame.
Nostradamus.
I have no idea. I have no idea what Notre Dame is. I'm sorry, but carry on.
Nostradamus was an astrologer in the 16th century, and according to the news, they've posted paragraphs of him in 1555 warning us about coronavirus in 2020. And newspapers like the Daily Express, MSN.com and things like that have all picked up on it. But then someone obviously decided to fact check it and discovered that, of course, Nostradamus said no such thing. He's supposed to have predicted the Great Fire of London and all sorts, but apparently he did not predict COVID-19.
People
What a
just
shocker.
make these things fit whatever they want, don't they?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if the predictions are any good, you'd hear about them before the event, not realise, oh, actually, you know what? This event that's here, that was predicted, that we only realised was relevant after the event. You know what I mean? Predictions are supposed to forewarn you, and if they don't forewarn, you know what I mean? You see what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, at least The Simpsons was specific.
The Simpsons did not predict the coronavirus. That's going around
Oh
quite a
my
lot,
God.
but it's rubbish. So rubbish.
But this is the thing, because there have been like 2 instances of, oh my God, The Simpsons predicted coronavirus. One was like the whole thing of like someone coughing into a package from China and it being sent to Springfield, and like everyone gets it. It's like, that was just a flu joke. That wasn't, oh my God, they've predicted this whole massive virus that's going to wipe it all out. But then they were also like saying that they predicted coronavirus with the whole lockdown situation with the Simpsons movie. It's like, no, that was literally ripped from a Stephen King novel. Like, it wasn't the Simpsons predicting anything.
Yeah, The Simpsons
Oh.
parodied a lot, which is obviously where some of the tropes come from. But they say that about The Simpsons. Like, someone said, oh, you know, remember the Ebola crisis a few years ago? Someone said The Simpsons predicted that because Marge held out a book that said Curious George and the Ebola virus.
Oh, that's just a funny joke.
I know, but yeah, exactly. How is that they predicted it? The 9/11 one, they didn't predict 9/11. You can read into it if you want. The only thing that I think they really predicted, the 2 things were when they mentioned President Trump in a 90s episode, and when they said 20th Century Fox was a division of Walt Disney Company in a 90s episode.
On President Trump, though, they might not have predicted it. President Trump might have been watching that episode and thought, oh, that's an idea. Let's work towards this goal. So
It's the kind of shit he might have done.
planted the seed in his head and he
There you
worked
go, America.
towards it.
Blame the Simpsons.
They're not altogether illogical things to come to, though, are they? You know, like the idea that Walt Disney might own 20th Century Fox. They started buying assets. So, you know, they'd bought
Yeah.
Pixar, so why not 20th Century Fox long term? And Trump had already said in an interview in the 80s that if he was to run for president, he'd run as a Republican. So the idea has clearly crossed his mind more than once.
Yeah, that's true. You got me there. But if Simpsons ever made an episode about me, which they never will, and said, "Oh, it's Danielle, the astronaut," I thought, you know, that's really nice. I think I'm good enough to do that. Let's try. But they wouldn't. Talking about predictions, how easy is Mystic Meg's job at the moment?
So have you got a copy of Mystic Meg there with you by any chance?
Oh, I don't. But all horoscope people, I know that, you know, I think it's about 60% shit, 40% a bit of thoughts gone into it.
Okay, I'm on horoscope.com. Me and Alex are Virgo. Assessment of others' ideas may be a main focus today. Group activities could require your intellectual input. Don't all group activities require intellectual?
Not really.
Your
Not
friend,
if you're gonna-
your friend isn't in a practical frame of mind, so don't be surprised if the ideas don't seem very workable right now. That is literally lockdown talk, isn't it? Of course ideas aren't workable because we're in lockdown. Yeah.
Do you think they've had to amend all of the horoscopes in light of COVID-19?
Probably.
Because you know, she might work weeks in advance. That might be just how, you know, the cosmos works for her. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh no, you can't like say take your partner out for a romantic dinner or go and play contact sports." She can't say that now because then that's conflicting information from the government and your horoscope.
I really, really would like to receive a horoscope that just tells me to play close contact sports. You know what? If I got that signal through a horoscope, I feel like it's time for a lifestyle change.
Sean, what's your star sign?
Gemini. Two-faced bitch.
Imagination combines with intellectual abilities to enable you to make some creative changes to your home, Gemini. What?
We did swap the living room round the other day.
I am also pulling my Animal Crossing living room together.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever you choose to do, you're likely to channel a lot of your energy into it right now in order to produce results that you and the other members of your household can be happy with. See, that's another obvious one because they know you're locked at home, so what else can you make changes to? And Danny, what's your star sign?
I'm a Leo.
Your intuition has been steadily increasing over the past few months, Leo, and today it could operate at a particularly high level. More than one premonition may come to you.
Predictions.
That's exciting.
And you'll probably find yourself picking up more frequently on the thoughts and feelings of others because you're at home with them, or because the news is like.
That's true.
I don't know. What do you think, Alex?
I don't know. It's a load of waffle, isn't it?
I had a premonition that you'd say that.
Yeah. The calendar that the Zodiac is built off the back of isn't accurate. So the whole thing is wrong. It's like a millimetre not being a millimetre anymore. You can't say something's 5 metres wide when a millimetre's not a millimetre. So even if the stars could tell us something, we're reading it wrong.
Stars have probably got coronavirus.
They don't really have respiratory systems.
How do you know?
Have you ever been there?
They're a big ball of gas and fire.
So are you?
That's rude.
Well, I can say these things. I'm in a relationship with you. I miss Alex very much, by the way.
Oh.
I feel bad at moaning, and then we've got Sean and his partner, who's been even longer.
Bloody Danielle gets to be locked away with her husband.
Living in sin.
You're not married yet.
I know I'm really enjoying life. Thanks, everyone.
You're really enjoying it. Who's been working then? Sean, you've been working, haven't you? And so have you, Danielle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started today as much as I could.
You went to work today?
I didn't go to work. I work from home.
Okay. And how was that? Was it weird? Because you've obviously been off as well. So
It is. And also my organisation wasn't really prepared. So I've not been able to connect to our servers, which has meant I've not been able to use the software, the company email, anything really. I've just been doing it.
So what have you been doing?
Plugged into our home internet, and there was a website I could do part of my role on.
Yeah.
So I've done that, and instead of logging the information on the software that I normally use, I put it on Microsoft Word, and then it'll be a separate job for me to do to transfer all of it across.
Danny and Sean, have you had to like take your laptops home and stuff? Or?
I have a uni laptop that I've taken home, so I'm using that one. It's quite busy at the moment because part of my role is like recruitment events. So all of those events are now moving online because everyone's still got questions about stuff.
My company was already in a fortunate position where we already had our own laptops and we would take them home on occasion to work from home. So they basically just said last Monday to everyone, just pack up your bags, pack up your desk, work from home for the foreseeable. So for me, I basically spent the last week and a half working in the kitchen, which is fine, but I was starting to get a bit antsy and stir crazy. But I have today moved up to my actual office because I made the effort to actually clean it last night. To be honest, I'd say I'm dealing quite well. There's a fair bit of downtime where you do find yourself wondering how best to make the use of your time because you're so used to having so many people around you and so many meetings buzzing around you that you've always got something to do or somewhere to go, whereas now I'm very much restrained to a chair and restrained to my laptop in case someone calls and they need me.
Can you work from home, Sasha?
We don't have any laptops, and because I video edit, I had a video editing machine at work, because they're obviously more powerful than most computers. And what they've had me do is take my entire desktop computer home.
Where have you put it?
Next to my other desktop computer.
Oh, so it must look like a space station in there.
But yeah, it's a weird one because I produce courses, training courses, online training courses, and also videos for a children nursery app. And obviously, because people are at home, the company are saying, we need to get these done stat, and we need to come up with ideas of making more without filming them. So they've got me like trying to churn out content as much as possible. So it's got busier for me, if anything. And people are actually sending in, like some of our staff are sending in videos from their mobile phones, and we're using that in terms of, putting videos together like it's found footage shot at homes. And it's not unusual now, is it? I don't know if you've been watching the news, like things like BBC News and The One Show, where, a lot of people are just streaming from their own homes. And I think that's actually going to change the landscape of television, where it becomes more normalised to see a home on TV rather than a studio. And I think that'll happen after the pandemic ends.
I was saying this to Alex the other day. I mean, and to be fair, this was like outside of a coronavirus kind of chat, but for me, I find it still really bizarre, like watching something like BBC News now, where the landscape seems to have really changed in terms of their reporters, where it used to always be, here's a reporter in a studio somewhere, or here's a reporter at a location. Whereas now, every 2 out of 3 experts or reporters seem to be on a Skype call with them. And for me, that's like such a bizarre thing to like sit there and watch it, like especially now. Obviously, this is happening with everyone because of the social distancing. I just find it so bizarre to like watch because I'm so used to it looking incredibly high def and professional. Not to say it's not professional, but when you look at the quality of something on television, you expect it to be like crisp and high def. And then someone's got a dodgy internet connection and they sound all tinny and they look all pixely, and you're like, well, this doesn't scream, like high quality content for
this is literally what the podcast's gonna sound like, Sean.
Not high quality content. You got the tagline right. You got the tagline right there.
Do you think people are actually gonna listen to this podcast? Because they must be sick of coronavirus. Not literally.
I mean, there's more sort of free time and boredom. A lot of people who I follow on social media and stuff have been saying, suggest music to me, suggest podcasts to me, that sort of thing, because there's more dead time because, you're not spending so long getting ready for work in the morning. People aren't necessarily having to commute. So then it's a bit like, well, what do I do? And also, how do I relax?
I think this podcast might actually serve as a nice reminder of what went on. So people might not necessarily listen to it now, but they might listen to it in the future, when the end of the world is nigh. Like, oh, look, this is cute. People in isolation with everything still working.
Have you heard about the Missouri Walmart coronavirus leak?
What?
No.
Is that the person that licked a pole? Or
No,
was that
no,
on public
no.
transport?
That was public transport. This is worse. This is a guy who went into a Walmart, that's Asda in America, who went to a Walmart store in Missouri and filmed himself licking the deodorant cans.
Oh.
Saying something like, oh, you like coronavirus? And he was arrested and charged with a terrorist threat.
Did he have coronavirus?
I don't think he did, but still, it's just like, it's indecent, isn't it? Whatever germs he does have.
Well, I've heard. I'm on a group called Erdington Massives on Facebook. Don't ask. I don't know why I'm
Is
in
that
it.
like WhatsApp moms?
Oh, it is. And people are like, oh, somebody's just coughed on someone in the co-op and has said, I hope you like coronavirus, and ran away. These people should be locked up. And I'm like, whoa, what is the world coming to?
Yeah. Your mum shouted at someone, didn't they, Sash?
Oh yeah, my mum was going into a newsagent and saw a woman spit on the floor, walking into it herself. And my mum shouted at her, "You filthy woman," and she really shouted at her. She gave her what for, and I'm quite proud of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's stuff that's always been gross, but then it's just a bit like...
Grosser.
I don't know, yeah.
Well, this is the thing, because like I swear there was a case like before that licking deodorant thing of someone doing something similar. I can't remember if it was in the UK or in America, where someone went round basically like either just licking various grocery items. And take coronavirus out of the picture.
Yeah.
Doing that is inherently gross and disgusting. And you don't want people walking into a supermarket thinking, "Oh, I'll have that," and then not realizing someone has like licked it and put their gross ass germs and saliva all over the damn thing.
It's just a very selfish action, isn't it? It's like, this is mine, like a toddler.
It's shock value, and you can, in some warped way, you can understand why someone wants to do something that has shock value because it gets them attention. But it's just disgusting, and it's awful that it's come to the fact where people want to do that because they want attention in some capacity.
What a sad little life.
Coronavirus, strike us down now. No, don't.
Oh, God.
Did you hear Prince Charles had been tested for coronavirus and they found he had it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Prince Charles, not his brother James Charles.
Yes. And he hasn't even had a chance to be king yet.
Oh, yeah, tragic.
But the thing is, they're not testing NHS workers, yet they're testing him. Like, who cares if he has it, to be honest?
Well, this is the thing. Like, I read an article earlier that was literally, he had very mild symptoms and he was tested and found to be positive. Great. That's good to know that there are people who are sat at home unable to breathe and wondering whether they have it that aren't being tested. Or, you know, people like me who might want to be tested because I don't know if I have caught it. But I've not really experienced symptoms, but I've been around someone with some symptoms, but they don't know if they have it or not.
Well, that's what I'm imagining, is that I might have caught it from Alex because I spent so much time with Alex the weekend that you caught whatever you did catch.
Mm-hmm.
Or whether you even caught that cold I had and you experienced it worse because of other health issues, or who knows?
Yes, possible. There's so many different things, and like Sean said to me earlier, the incubation period for it's like a week, 2 weeks, so it might not have even been that weekend. You know, I think me and you, Sash, went to eat a week or so before somewhere. It could have been there, could have been work, could have been supermarket, anywhere really, if that's what it was.
And there's new symptoms as well now, which is sudden loss of smell or taste.
That's what I've had. I'm only starting to get my smell and taste back.
Okay, maybe you've had a mild corona.
Yeah, maybe a mild corona.
Yeah.
That's like something that you get at the Indian takeaway.
Well, it's because you're teetotal, so...
Yeah.
Of course,
So you can't have a proper corona.
Apparently they're bringing tests out soon, aren't they? They're rolling out loads of tests to see if you've actually had it.
Yes.
Oh, the antibody test.
So will they get delivered?
Don't know. We watched, I think it was either PMQs or the statement earlier, and they were saying that they will be rolling it out, but prioritising NHS workers. Because there's people at the minute who, like, say you're a doctor, your other half gets symptoms, then you have to self-isolate and you can't work at the hospital. So they're prioritising those people, but then we'll roll it out. And they were saying it should eventually be available at pharmacists like Boots and stuff, Lloyd's and that. But they've got to prioritise.
Me and Alex, in 2 weeks we're going to have, 10 days off?
Yeah, around the Easter holidays.
Yeah, and take some time off together. We had so many plans, didn't we?
Yeah, we did day trips, and we're looking at maybe a couple of days in Wales and that sort of thing, and it's all just fallen through.
Yeah, we were to attend a wedding. We were to go to a meditation class. We were to go to the rage rooms, where we were going to smash loads of stuff up to release stress.
Are they in Birmingham?
They are in Birmingham, yes.
Ah.
And we were going to see a special release movie at an independent cinema. And yeah, that all fell through because it all got cancelled gradually, and then there was a lockdown.
I know. I was gonna watch Salad Fingers. With the maker of Salad Fingers, and now that's not gonna happen.
If anything makes me laugh, it will set off a coughing fit. I do apologise.
I have to be careful around Alex because I do make them laugh quite a lot, and usually that sets him off. Just have to stop being funny. Imagine that.
Imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I have the same problem, Sean.
Just too funny.
Yeah. Danielle sets me off quite a lot.
Who said that?
Sasha?
Oh, hello. Yeah, sorry, you put out there. I thought, oh, who's saying this out of all of them? But like any one of you could do because I am hilarious.
I mean, I do love your Instas.
Sorry, this is totally unrelated, but did anyone see a similarity between Boris's previous speech and Lord Farquaad? Do you know when he said, "Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make"?
When are we going to do the Shrek podcast?
Oh,
Oh my god! Now.
Oh no, not now. We need to prepare for it properly. I think the subject matter will be: is Shrek set in the future on a post-apocalyptic world? That's
Post-coronavirus.
Oh, and we might be in that post-apocalyptic world. We might see a bush shaped like Shirley Bassey on our runs.
We can only hope.
That is a nice boulder.
Sorry, Sasha, you were about to say something then, and I completely changed the subject with Shrek.
I wanted to clarify for the listeners that Sean and Danny have never actually met.
No.
No, we've never met, but we've exchanged oh god, sorry, my coronavirus brain, I don't know, is blurred. What is the right word?
Sean slid into my DMs.
In the nicest way. We've exchanged words about just how much we've appreciated each other's podcast episodes that we were in, and just how much we enjoyed the one podcast we shared together without being in the same room. Spoilers.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. That was all legitimate. It was not an editing job.
Not at all.
Fantastic editing, by the way.
Well, you know, I edit videos for a living, so audio is just a doddle because that's half the work.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it really is. It's so much easier to edit audio than video.
Yeah, because it's easier to see kind of like glitches in the video. Is that right?
Yeah.
So people can move their head or blink, and the angle's wrong, and continuity.
Yeah, if you were reading a script for audio and you messed up in the between two sentences, I could just drop you in at the end of that sentence. But if I did that in video, it would noticeably jump. So you have to go back and start. And audio is just much easier to produce.
But yeah, I feel like Sean and I share a very similar essence, and I can't wait to meet him.
Oh no, absolutely.
Herbal essence.
I mean, it's a shame that you were. For God's sake. I mean, it's a shame that we won't be able to share wine together at least this year, but maybe in another life or another time.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I might crack under the pressure.
This
of
is your
isolation.
greatest. Maybe this is why there was coronavirus. Like, let's throw everything at Danielle this year, see if she can crack.
Sean can relate to your pain in a way as well. He's given up tea for Lent and is struggling.
Let's just say, like, the one time I've decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to give up something, and it's going to be something that I, like, depend on for work. And the whole bloody world just goes to shit.
Just switch to something stronger, like coffee or heroin.
I'm sure my managers will be delighted to know that I'm on heroin during working hours. I'll tell you something, I will get a mountain of work done.
I was going to say, the teaspoons has gone through the roof.
Oh, Lord.
So you don't like coffee?
No, I like coffee-flavoured things, but I hate coffee.
What about coffee-flavoured tea?
They've made coffee bags now.
Why?
So you can pretend you're making a tea, but it's really coffee.
That sounds like an amusing children's character, Mr. Coffee Bags.
Yeah.
It sounds like a waste of everyone's time.
No, it actually saves you time. That's why it's in a bag form.
Okay.
You can make your own with like an old sock. Like, I don't know. What's a vessel you can dip in things?
Dire times here in coronavirus land. We're making coffee with like fucking socks full of coffee grinds.
For an extra strong coffee, use over the knee socks. So, what are your post-apocalyptic plans, everyone? Alex?
I don't know. I think I talked about this the other day with Sean. I think I'd be useless in an apocalypse. I'm very low energy. I can't run away. I can't really fend for myself in many ways. So just let shit happen.
We could go on a date.
Maybe forage. Oh yeah, forage in the woods for the last bits of plants and mushroom that are surviving.
That's nice. I didn't mean post-apocalyptic world though. I meant like
you did say post-apocalyptic.
I meant post-corona world.
Oh, you said what are your post-apocalyptic plans? And I was like, I don't know. Try and survive. My mum went to Fallout 3, not a date or an enjoyable thing. I mean, hopefully, we said about our plans getting cancelled. A lot of things have said, oh yeah, we'll honour your tickets.
Yeah. Oh, we were supposed to see The Who as well.
Yeah,
yes,
we'll see The Who. We go to the Warner Brothers Studios because that got cancelled. I was booked in for a tattoo last week that I had to cancel, so I didn't make the tattoo artist sick. So that's been rescheduled now. So hopefully afterwards there should be a few exciting things that will happen roughly around the same time.
God damn it, we had so many plans.
It's unusual for us. It's like, let's get out more. Let's make some plans. And then they all got cancelled on us.
Well, I'm just having a look at what my near future plans are, first of all, which is start running again and do great things on The Sims 3. After that, who knows? I'm booked in to see Rammstein in June in Belfast, but I don't know whether that's going to go ahead. And then, after that, just surviving, you know.
Is your running just because the gyms are closed?
Just because the gyms are closed, yeah. Okay. I mean, if running doesn't really work out for me, if I get bored, I can always do Les Mis, Les Mills, whatever they are, on there. But I've played a bit of body combat, and these two really fit people are on like mountains, they're on boats punching, they're in like amazing I just don't understand. So I just don't understand that workout video at all. So if running doesn't work out, I'll do that, but it is weird, the Les Mills videos, but yeah.
I keep hearing Les Mis. Sorry. Les Mis.
I might just watch Les Mis over and over.
Did I say Les Mis?
I think it's because, you know, the connection on the phone's a bit muffled.
Yeah.
So that's why.
I would much rather do a Les Mis workout at the end of the day. I run up the day older. Oh, I know everything, but I'm not gonna sing anymore.
Sean, what are your post-corona plans?
So my post-corona plans, I guess seeing my boyfriend would be number one. That will be first port of call.
You gotta have a can-do attitude about that.
Well, absolutely. It will have been a long bloody time, so I need to fix that, but I can't. So blech. Blech. Other than that, I want to go back to the cinema. I want to start going back to the gym again. I want to start, doing things again.
How long were you going to the gym for before Corona? Like a week, wasn't it?
No, it was like at least it was like a month or a month and a half, which for me, I'm surprised they even did that. It was annoying that I was like just starting to get into a routine of going, and then shit hits the fan and I'm not allowed to go anymore. So that was irritating. So it's annoying that I was getting into a swing of exercising, and then it all just kind of got cut off from me. So I'm probably going to go out running again. But obviously I can only do that, well, not that I want to do it more than once a day anyway, but I've got to use my one trip a day wisely, I guess. I guess, yeah, more than anything, I just want to, see my boyfriend, go to the cinema, and just, I don't know, enjoyed normal outside life again.
Casually drink fizzy pop.
Oh my god, yes! Like things like Pepsi Max or Coke Zero. This podcast is not sponsored. Are like gold dust to me and Alex right now. Like we're sipping them from like shot glasses, just being like, sweet nectar. Like it's just this weird surreal thing.
Just to add at this point that the podcast is not sponsored by Coke or Pepsi, but is in fact sponsored by Canned Screams.
Canned Screams?
Yes, that's right. This is Canned Screams from Morbid Corporation.
I should also say that I'm looking forward to seeing my family again. That should have been on the first thing that I said.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just edit that in. Just they'll probably be listening and be like, "Oh, where's our mention? Does she not want to see us? Does she just want to play on The Sims 3 all the time?" But no, I don't. Carry on.
Hello to Deborah and Andy. Is it okay to publicise your family names?
Yeah, that's fine. No one's after us.
Okay, that's good. Have you all enjoyed the Corona discussion?
Yeah, it's been all right.
Yeah?
No, yeah, I think it's I think especially when everyone's so isolated and disconnected from each other, like face to face, I think it's always important to just keep chatting, even if it is about coronavirus, which I know we're all fed up of hearing. I think it's always like really important to like talk about these things, just so we actually know how everyone's feeling, even though we've had like a bit of a laugh and a joke about the whole thing. I think it's always just good to know how everyone around you is getting on, just to make sure that they're okay with it, and etc. etc. I'm quite tired, so my sentimentality is running a bit low.
Did you want to talk about Brexit instead then?
Oh God, no. Honestly, no. I mean, get the wine flowing and sure, but no, not right now.
So that's been our chat about coronavirus and a couple of other bits and pieces like Shrek and the wonders of fizzy pop. Many brands are available. We hope that everybody is staying safe, staying at home where possible, and chatting to one another as much as possible, because being by yourself, isolated, is pretty rubbish. This has been Titles Mean Nothing. I'm Alex Thomas.
I'm Sasha Swift, and thanks to our guests.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. Bye.